Hi everyone, it's Dinara here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about separation from your parents. I know that many people, they are 50 years or 60 years and they still have this connection with their parents and they still depend on them, on their approval, and that is not good because like a fully developed adult should be independent from their parents belief, from their parents stories, financially, emotionally, physically. Separation needs to be happen in order to be more fulfilled with your life. I came across this notion of separation and importance of separation when I was looking how to improve my financial state and how can I earn more money and what blocks I have that prevent me from earning more. What I learned is that on the back of my mind, I always knew that even if I fail, even if I don't try hard, I will always have this place to live and food to eat, which is in my parents' house, that they will always support me and let me in and give me money or anything and support me financially, and they'll let me do whatever I want. And that was bad in terms of being in the position of a child. Even if I'm old enough, I was still dependent on them and I was in the position of kid. And kids, they don't need big money. They can have this small amount of money for their basic needs, but they can't earn more. So you need to shift into this adult position psychologically, and that's why when you'll be able to earn more money. And that's how you will be able to have more motivation, because you know that there are no your parents' money that can buy you anything you want. It needs to be your own money and you need to earn it, you need to get it. So separation happens on 3 levels. The first one is financial, and that is how I started separating from my parents financially, because before they would say, okay, you need to buy some new clothes, and they will buy it for me because they didn't like how I look in my old clothes, and I was comfortable with this position because I was like, okay, I'll let you to buy me anything you want, and I didn't need any extra effort to earn money and to buy it to myself. So I learned that I need to stop taking their money and I need to stop taking their gifts like clothes or anything they wanted to gift me. And I talked to them and said, okay, thank you, I really appreciate everything you did for me, but I need to learn how to be an adult and how to buy things for myself. And even if I'm wearing like 5-year-old coat which looks disgusting, I'll be able to be independent and not to have this dependence and connection with my parents financially. What I also did in terms of finances, I started to give them money because I live in their house, I eat their food, so I'm compensating for some expense that they have, that they spend on me. So these are 2 small things that I did in order to start separating from my parents. This is a process, and the next step will be for me to rent an apartment and to live fully on my own. Which brings me to the second step, which is a physical separation. Physical separation happened to me when I was at university and I lived in another house, but I was still depending on them financially and emotionally, and that's why just renting another apartment or living outside away from your parents doesn't mean that you will separate. So first, I think it's important to separate financially and then to separate physically, but maybe you will be able to separate physically and then you'll be able to separate financially and emotionally. So it depends on you, it depends on what feels best for you, and just know that the second thing is to separate physically, because there is this all energy and all the things when you communicate and when you live in one house that also affect you. For example, when I have my own schedule of the day and my dad asks me to prepare dinner and that is not fitting in my schedule, we have some clash, but I know that I depend on them, I live in their house and I need to follow what they say to me. And if I will be living separately, I will be able to do anything I want, and I'll be able to follow my own schedule and make my own decisions about my time. So the second step would be separating physically. And the third and the most, I think, hard and important thing is to separate emotionally from your parents. I even didn't realize that I'm always seeking for their approval and love, and I'm doing everything to please them and to get their love and to get their approval and to make them say our daughter is great, she achieved this and that, and she's just the best daughter in the world. And it was very, very important for me to hear these words. And I always thought that I'm independent, that I do my own thing, and it weaved so hard in our brain, in our personality, that we sometimes don't even realize it, or we don't even see how we depend on our parents' approval. Our parents have their own stories, they have own beliefs and fears about life, and they translate it to our own experience, and we think that parents are our main people in the world, in the life, so we trust them and we trust their stories. But now I realize that the stories that my parents have are different from the stories that I want to have for me. So my mom, for example, she believes in hard work, she believes in greed, she believes that one person should do one thing and be a master in it. But I don't feel in this story. I like doing a lot of different things, and I believe that I can get anything I want without any hard work, just enjoying my life and living my life, following my heart, following my gut, following my passion and following my wishes. So I was feeling guilty, I was feeling not good, not enough, because I didn't fit into my mom's story about hard work and stuff. And I had my separate way. So trying to differentiate, trying to see how their stories affect your stories, and understanding that you have your own way, you have your own beliefs and stories, and you form them, and you don't seek for emotional approval, you don't seek for their approval of your life, because only you know what's right for you, only you know what's best for you, and only you know how to live your life. Even I don't know how you should live your life, even though on my channel I talk a lot about how you need to live your life. But everyone knows it best for themselves, and you need to separate emotionally. You need to stop looking for their approval, stop pleasing them, stop looking for them to say good job. It's a good thing to have, it's a good thing when they're proud of you, but it shouldn't be your main goal. It should be just an outcome of you being happy, because every parent's dream is for their children to be happy, and only children themselves, they know how to be happy, as I said. So if this was useful, please like, turn on notifications, subscribe to my channel, leave any questions in the comments down below. I'll be happy to hear how you realize that you need to separate from your parents, or maybe you have some struggles along the way, and I'll be happy to share my experience to help you out with the struggles that you have.